Well, I wanted to take a moment and just talk about you for a minute. I know so many times we just talk about the enemy, and it's good to know the tactics of the enemy, don't get me wrong. But for many of us, we lose ourselves in the struggle. We lose ourselves in pleasing other people. We lose ourselves in our daily routines, and we look up and we're not happy. And my question for you today is just really simple. What are you listening to? I want you to know, as a thought teacher, it is my passion to help you attune your mind to the frequency of heaven. Do you understand how important it is to attune your mind so that you can hear what our Father is trying to say to you? I want you to know that every day there are messages being broadcasted out in this air, and that air is a frequency. And you can tell what frequency you are on based on your life, what is being reflected in your life. What have you been listening to? What do you think about all day long? Because I tell you the truth, whatever you think about the most, you experience in your life. I want you to know that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and it is indeed Him today. I want you to understand that in the beginning of all creation, God showed you exactly how you are to live and to produce in this environment. And it all started with the Word. He spoke into the environment and said, "Let there be light." He didn't doubt it. He felt it, and light showed up, and He blessed it, and so on and so on. I want you to understand that you are the highest expression of a thought, of an idea that God had in His mind. And as His child, it is your responsibility to train your mind to affix it to the frequency of heaven. Because I tell you, if you don't, your mind will eat you alive. I want you to understand that there is a mass consciousness that is so profound in the airwaves that's caught up in frequency. And since the beginning of time, in this environment, we have been conditioned to be separate from hearing from God. We began to hear things like what happened on the news that day. We began to hear messages that are passed down from friends and family of something tragic that has happened. We began to even hear messages in our own mind that's telling us all sort of crazy things about ourselves. And I want you to understand that in that garden, it was two voices that were very prevalent in that Garden of Eden. And it was the voice of God and the voice of the adversary. And my question for you today is, who have you been listening to? Have you been listening to that soft, still voice that encourages you to go on and press on? Have you been listening to that voice that tells you that you will never make it? You will never amount to anything. Look at your environment. Everyone in our family has always been sick. We have always struggled. Only good things happen to certain kind of people. I just don't understand why I can't ever get a good break. If you do not be careful, you will begin to create the thoughts that are very low. I want you to know that as above, so below, as within, without, we push it through. Baby, this ain't got nothing to do with a new age. This has something to do with the original age of humanity. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth below as there is in heaven above. So it is our job as kingdom citizens and children of the Most High to make sure that we condition our mind, we change our mind, the way our mind is set up. Because many of us have come from environments, no matter how good you've got it, you have thoughts that are not in alignment with where you intend to go in your life. It's not intended for you to go in that direction. So what happens when your thoughts are not conditioned to work for you, they work against you. And you can always tell what thoughts have literally dominated your life because it shows up in physical matter. And that is through your circumstances and your situations. So what do you see projecting from you in your environment today? What do you think about all day long? Who has your attention the majority of the time throughout your day? Is it worry? Is it stress? Is it depression? Is it sickness? Is it drama? Is it mess? Is it confusion? Or is it love? Is it kindness? Is it joy? Is it hope? Is it faith? Is it just believing that in the midst of what may be showing up in my life today, that I can create the life that God intended for me to live? Because I want to tell you this truth right here. As above is always going to be below, because we are here to bring the kingdom down in this environment and push it through. And we do that with our thoughts. So what frequency, what station are you tuning into today? What messages do you hear the most? What is being broadcasted through the airwaves into the hollows of your mind? And if it's something that's not aligning with what you know and what you feel that you deserve, if you feel down today, if you feel sad today, if you're feeling depressed today, even if you're feeling sick today, if you're feeling hopeless today, I want you to understand that that is a thought that has gone into your mind, and it is beginning to electromagnetically radiate throughout your body, and you're feeling an emotion. Emotions are only just energy in motion. They're not good. They're not bad. They're just an emotion. But as a conscious creator in this environment, you can condition your mind and go through the trouble of changing it, because you deserve to live your dreams. And until the next video, guys, peace, because I believe in you. Bye now.